The Cinderella story didn't quite come off rooting for it. Was there maybe anything that we could have done earlier in the season to set you up a little bit nicer? We were all rooting for it. Was there maybe anything that we could have done earlier in the season to set you up a little bit nicer?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that although we didn't qualify for champs, we fought till the last Saturday of the last major, and that's something that I preach to my team was just keep fighting. And so obviously, if you look back over our whole season, there's a lot of stuff we could have done differently. I mean, we failed a lot of online matches. Our record versus London, LAG, and Florida was abysmal. We didn't beat FaZe all year. I mean, even the two tournaments where we got last place, I mean, we lost to LAG for last place and then got New York, Florida for last place. So like you look at all those points, you can't get last. You just can't get last, and you can't go 2 and 3, 1 and 4. Like you got to actually go more 3 and 2s. You got to win a couple matches or at least one at every major if you want to qualify. So there's a lot of stuff we could have done differently, but I mean, we were dealing with, roster changes every other tournament, every other major. So it was hard to gain footing, but I think we probably did the best that we honestly could have.
No, I think over the season that you did obviously progress really well to a point in the end where you were quite a promising team, probably within the top 8, top 6, maybe sides towards the end. So you definitely morphed into that across the season as a whole. You did end up actually having one of the biggest fan bases in the league.
Yeah.
How did you specifically work alongside the Vegas guys to kind of rebuild that brand that we've seen so far over the years be quite minimalistic?
Yeah, I think that obviously I bring a pretty big fan base with me, but not only did I bring it, but Temp streaming the 2K streams late at night, and just the presence he had in Standy towards the end as well. He's been streaming a lot, playing eights and stuff like that. I think we all did a good job of trying to pitch in our own little thing and really grow the Vegas fan base. And obviously the ownership noticed, the people over there noticed, and they were crazily surprised about it. And I mean, everyone loves an underdog story, so I think that was part of why we had so much fan support. It was me being Scump retiring, me being the last OG, plus Don having his fan base, Tej and Eli having their fan bases. It was kind of the perfect storm, and I really think that's why we had such a big support, so much support this year. It blew my mind, honestly. Every event, the whole crowd, if Optic wasn't playing, they were cheering for us, which was pretty cool. Just, I know we're not everyone's favorite team, but if we can get the crowd going when we're playing, that's all I really care about, honestly. And everyone always has had such good things to say to me this year, and overwhelmingly positive, just messages and stuff, which I'm not really used to. And it was kind of an abnormal year for me because normally when I lose or do bad, my Twitter mentions are just super toxic. But this year they were all just really positive for the most part, and I think just having the community's support this year really helped us to even get as close as we did to qualifying.
Have you really felt that maybe in the absence of Scump and Crim this year and the last OG basically? Have you really felt that fan base come through and everybody really chipping in to push you on for as far as you can go?
Oh, 100%. I think the amount that everyone's just supporting me just this year, I definitely felt it. This year felt way different than almost any year other than the year I was on Optic. The year I was on Optic was very similar to this year.
Back in the ponytail era, that was peak Clayster. I remember it was good. So we did hear you say yesterday that you don't plan on retiring at the end of the season. That you kind of want to keep it going. Have you still got the fire in the belly? Is there anything that maybe we've seen Scump and Crimsix tailor off and go into content and Formula One sim racing and whatnot. What is it about you that's keeping you going?
I don't know, man. I think I got more or less in the tank. I think I'm a good player. I think I have a lot of value to add to a team. I think that, I could make similar money to what I'm making now doing something else, but it's not even about the money or anything anymore. I know that once I'm done competing, this part of my life is kind of over, and I think that I want to stretch that to see what the limit I can push is. And until I start getting annoyed or over it or something, I'm going to just want to keep playing more and more. And obviously, I don't know if that means I would take a minimum contract and play with a bunch of amateur kids, but it really just depends on the quality of the offers, the quality of teams, the organizations behind it. And there's a lot up in the air, and so really, I mean, I just don't want to say yeah, I'm retiring or yeah, I'm not, because it really just depends on how everything shakes out. But I want to play. Like I want to play again next year. I want to play on a good team. I want to try and contend for chips again. I know I can. Now, will that opportunity get presented to me? I'm not sure. So we just gotta wait and see.
Yeah, that's fair enough, and I think I'm quite a firm believer of that. Like age is a bit of a myth in esports. Like growing up, maybe your fingers don't shoot quite as fastly as they used to, but what goes inside the head, it only gets better and better and better over time. Have you felt that personally? How has your like play style adapted as you've kind of grown up a little bit?
Oh yeah, I mean, like exactly you said. I don't even think like because the movements are so small in the controller. I genuinely don't even feel like a difference. Like I don't feel slower. Like I can't shoot as straight or like anything. If anything, I feel more crisp, more like I feel more snappy now than I did 5 years ago. And really, what goes on in the head? I mean, like you said, it just builds and builds experience, 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 and so then you kind of have to reshape your mind because you have so much knowledge. It's like, okay, let's cut out like 8 years. Let's go only last 2 years of knowledge. You know, let's think about how's COD's played now, and it's an interesting juxtaposition because COD when I started versus COD now are two different things.
Yeah, it's definitely it's like all the advanced movement and stuff. I can only imagine how hard it is to kind of keep up and stuff like that. I joined the press conference with you just after Dallas Empire won the World Championships, and you mentioned about creating a legacy within the game. I know obviously that chapter of your career didn't necessarily go as you planned, but it's always kind of stuck with me that you wanted to cement a legacy, whether that's yourself or the people that you've played with and nurturing them and teaming them, such as like the phase guys and stuff. What is left on your legacy bucket list that you kind of want to achieve over the next like couple of years, as long as you can keep playing?
I mean, it's tough, like you said. I mean, there's a lot I've done for this game, a lot I've done for the players, a lot I've accomplished. Like, there's nothing on the list where I'm like, oh, I need to win this tournament. Like, I've done it probably a couple times at this point. I think for me, it's more so like at this point, if you're asking me like right now, what am I trying to accomplish? It's really just get one more at least. Like like a chip. It doesn't have to be a ring. Like I just want to win the feeling of winning at least one more tournament. And I think if I can get like one more, like that'll like satisfy me enough, or then I'll be like comfortable calling it quits. Like if I was forced to quit right now, I think I would be unhappy with it. But like say I win a tournament next year and then get forced out the year that like after next year, I think I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, I think we're all rooting for you to get at least one more as well. Obviously, it depends on what team you land on the next season and stuff like that. Whether you stay with Vegas or you get opportunities elsewhere. But I'm sure we are all rooting for you.
Thanks, man.
You're very welcome. We've now seen you on the analyst desk. Is that something that maybe you'd want to pursue afterwards?
I have no idea, man. When it comes to what's after, I just don't put any thought to it till afters come. I don't want to. I'm focused on winning. I'm focused on competing. So I'm not trying to give too much thought into the after playing.
Good. That's the best way, really. We're at Champs. Obviously, you're analyst on the desk for the World Championships. It's the elite competition. What's your thoughts on who we've got here? Have you got a team that you might tip to win it? Who do you think is in the best form?
Yeah, this is probably the last question because I might be having to go run up on the desk.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, you're good, man. It's tough to say. Obviously, I want to go with my boys' phase, but right now they're down 2-1. Who knows what's about to happen with them? I think whoever wins this Toronto or phase match is probably winning the tournament.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I'll let you scoot off and get back on the desk. So I do appreciate you taking the time out to come and speak to us. It's been really fun. And yeah, good luck for next season. Hope to see you getting that last chip and hopefully many more, actually.
Yeah, thanks for the love, man. I appreciate the interview. Have a good night.
You're very welcome. Take care.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jack.
You're very welcome. Thanks for sorting it all out.